What's up, Philly? This is your man, not your boy. Go black to Africa. I'm going to do this video over again because many people had said that I had a profound message that they wanted to hear. And because of the reception and the connection that I had, the volume was going in and out. So I'm going to share my opinion on why Africa is still cursed in the behaviors of the people and how they are dishonest. Now, I'm not talking about every African, but what I'm talking about is in my experience in 13 countries, there is this habit of lying, cheating, stealing. Is it just Africa? No, it's around the world. But I'm going to say this right here. Africa got 1.3 billion people on the continent. Imagine the spirit that hovers over Africa if its dishonesty is not aligning up with the creation, the spirit that has created it. Think about it. You go to America, an inner city is filled with crime, devastation, really impoverished people because of the fact that so many people, I'm not speaking of all, but so many people are dishonest. Do you not know that you cause a curse upon yourself when you are dishonest? Let me give you an example. When you lie, it is not that you are getting away with a lie with the other person. What you're actually doing is causing yourself to lie upon you, and you have this delusion or under a illusion of behaving in a way that you think is right. So in other words, when people recognize your dishonesty, they stay away from you. That means opportunities close now. That means now you don't get the job, you don't get the business deals, you don't get, because you stand in a place of dishonesty. Do you know when people sit here and tell you about yourself, how you act, how you behave, you will fight up and down saying, no, you're not that way. Everybody wants to always project themselves of being a good person, but there's a lot of nasty people. I discern a lot of these spirits in my travels, not just Africa, Europe, Canada, Mexico, South America. And I'm going to tell you, don't think for a moment because people got wealth, that means they're honest. No, we're not talking about that. The problem with us is that we have to mimic and follow other people when we are the originals. Let me say that. When you have been put on this planet and you are the original man, the energy you project is what you are and what you've become. Sometimes your environment, your growing up, your parents, your family, your friends, the way they behave, that whole attitude and characteristics become you. Now you float and you go ahead and you operate within it. When you are dishonest, a thief, a liar, a cheat, you could be rich. That wealth that you have is only a blinder. But when you find within yourself that you are filled with fears, doubts, anxieties, depressions, you begin to be overtaken by your family members begin to go through these horrific times of life because of the energy that you're spending and you're projecting out. They are getting the repayment of what you are as an individual and yourself. Do you know how many rich people out here who kill themselves? Do you know how many rich people are miserable? Do you know how many rich people, they can't hold on to their families, they go through divorce, they lose their kids? Do you know how many rich people can't sleep at night? Do you know how many rich people are on drugs so that they can try to function on a day-to-day level? Do you know how many rich people are stuck in fear? So I'm not talking about your dishonesty, your behavior is keeping you from wealth. That's just one small part of it, because we understand there's a wealth on the dark side of life and there's a wealth on the bright side of life. For if you reach the bright side of life, all things added to you should be a blessing, not a curse. That means then you're not fretting with anxieties and, it seems like it's hard to get somewhere and you're always having these highs and lows. We need to check ourselves. This dishonesty is totally out of hand. And when I'm in Africa, it's disgusting. These people who are calling themselves Christians, these people who are calling themselves Muslims, and they're fake. I'll even say those who are calling themselves Hebrew Israelites or any other type of Yorubas or, Jews. And I'm watching how crooked they are. I'm watching how dishonest they are. Now, I'm not trying to act like I'm perfect. By no means. I'm not a perfect man. But that which is in me is perfect. Which means then when I cross the line out of perfection, I have a conscience that reminds me, you weren't right in that. Yo, you just lied. You was dishonest. You're trying to take advantage. This whole system of being corrupt in one's mind is just not in the government. All of y'all complain about your corruption of government. Check yourself. Because the very lies, the dishonesty that you're in, a lack of integrity, a lack of discipline, that you are killing your future. And you will always beg or ask for crumbs. You will always be one who's always looking for answers but can't find them. You will seek advice from silly people. You will try to go ahead and delve into other methods of trying to obtain this spiritual life and all, when the problem is within you. You can jump from religion to religion to religion and all these other spiritual entities that you're trying to get yourself in alignment with the creation or the creator, and you just not going to get it. Why? How do I know that? See, I know some of you are saying, who is this guy? How does he know that? I studied my life. I've studied other people, watched, listened, and I see it. I see it all day long. I see these people. You see, corruption caused destruction. And though many people don't understand it, sometimes you're going to have to sacrifice or lose things behind it. It could be a loved one. It could be your business. It could be your job. It could be your friends, your marriage, your children. It could be any one of those things because of your dishonesty that your tongue laid out. Being a deceiver. Not having a heart of love and being open and transparent. One to help instead of trying to take. This is where we are today. And it's more prevalent today than ever before. In my 55 years that I have been living on this earth, I have never seen such dishonesty like I've seen today. People will sell their souls for $1. People will look in your eye and blatantly act as though they're telling the truth when you ask them something. People will misguide you, take advantage of you, try to get your money. People will be after your things, your loved ones, because this society we live in today, the spiritual realm that we're in, people are overtaking the good. I don't know how else to put it. Africa is in poverty and will never stand on her feet until we as a people wake up and become honest. We know y'all talk about the government officials and your presidents and all them about being corrupt, and they don't even realize, or they might even realize, they are taken from their own people. Actually, they're killing themselves. They have the money, and they send their kids to the West, like some of you all who lie and cheat and steal and scam people, and you get the money and you run off to the West. You send your kids over to the West thinking it's better educations and things like that. But guess what? It's costing you a price. Because though that you are running off to the West, they're going to suck you dry. Your kids are going to suffer. Your grandkids are going to suffer. And all that you scammed and got over on, it will be lost. And they'll be stuck and destitute in a country that they'll be treated like a slave. Some of you already know that. Some of us know Just because you're getting paid for a job don't mean you're not a slave. So family, it's time for us to get back to our original state, where we're standing upright in honesty. In honesty. Being one who is worshiping through your members unto the Lord, the Most High, Yahweh. What do I mean by that? People go to mosques, they go to churches, they go to group meetings, and they do all this praising the Lord, and they go all this worshiping in group settings. And when they separate, they're crooked as they can be. The worship, the praise for the Lord is your actions, not by mouth, not by your hands of praising. No, it's by the integrity and the honesty that is within your spirit that you are giving the worship and praise unto the Most High. Don't be like these hypocrites who think that you can go ahead and show out in front of people or groups when you're in your group, your churches, your synagogues, your mosques, your group settings, and you act like you're holier than them and dance and try to sing loud, but you're corrupt and dishonest as all get out. You're a deceiver. You're a wolf that is in sheep's clothing. You are the worst of the worst. All for $1. We've sold our own people out. We've sold our people into slavery. We've sold our cities and our countries over to foreigners. We have sold our resources, our gems, our golds, our oils over to foreigners. Why? Dishonesty. If we seek that which has created us, in all honesty, Africa will flourish. You see, the European can't come do anything unless you allow him or her to come in and do it. And when you look at yourself like you less than, that means then you have given up your position and handed it over to someone else for them to stand in and get what is yours. You see, the world's not coming in with bombs and airplanes to take over Africa. No, they take advantage of the dishonest people who are willing to sell their souls over and for $1, $1, a shilling, a CD. I see all around me when these foreigners come in and Africans bow down and worship them through their actions and thinking they got in something, pennies that are tossed to them like they're wild wolves and dogs. The day we stand up as a people of color is the day we get rewarded by being in alignment in the spirit of this creation, that all will flourish. It will flourish. This is your man, not your boy. Go black to Africa.
Think about it, 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 think about it.